All right. Welcome to the Biokats Weekly Podcast. This is our championship interview. We have co-host and guest speaker Darren Pitzner. Coach Pitz, welcome to the show, man.
It's fun to be on this side playing in the championship this weekend. It was fun to cover these girls throughout the season, but now it's time to dial in and buckle up for what's going to be an interesting game on Saturday night.
Let's talk a little bit about Wednesday night because you came in 3 out of the 4 teams in the Final Four were from the Continental League. You have clearly dominated the last 2 years. You beat Shap. Shap's a great team. Talk a little bit about Wednesday night's game.
Yeah, and our girls did not look past Shap. We know how good they are, how tough their defense is, how well they move the ball this year, how well coached they are. We beat them 19-0, but we only scored 2 touchdowns the time that we played them in league because we got a pick 6 from Raya Matouche. So our offense only scored 2 touchdowns. So
Right.
we're dialed in on the game plan, and the girls played small ball at the right times. They went for home runs at the right times. So that was really fun to be able to move the ball so well against such a loaded defense that Shap is. So it was a fun night. Girls enjoyed it. They knew it was not going to be easy. But then that first half was an explosion. And then we were able to kind of run clock in the second half to make sure that we didn't let them back in the game. So it was a fun one, and highlighted by the finish with Janine Norton making 4 straight sacks to bring that game home. I've never seen it before. She's small but mighty. It was pretty fun to watch.
No, that's amazing. All right. So Saturday, you guys are playing defending state champs, Mountain Vista. They are undefeated. They haven't lost in flag football in a really long time. And this season, I don't think they've ever been behind. Talk about this matchup. What do you guys see? I mean, what do you see? I mean, obviously, Ariana Akey, the quarterback, Ariana Akey, a phenomenal quarterback. I mean, everything starts with your quarterback. But what do you see going into this championship game and some key things that you're seeing on the other side of the ball that you guys need to do?
Yeah, I mean, the reality is that there's been amazing parity between teams like 2 through probably 20, but
Mhm.
they've been far and above anybody else. There's only been a couple teams that have played with them into the
Mhm.
second half. We are one of those teams. So I know they won't look past us because we were tied 13-13 late third quarter, 20-13 going into the fourth in our game this year with them. We were beating them in the Final Four last year, and last year's regular season game, we effectively did beat them without an inadvertent whistle happening. And so they will take us very seriously. But the reality is they have the best offense and the best defense in the state. And so we've got to play close to perfect. We, of course, have a game plan, but everybody's got a game plan until you get hit in the face. We're going to throw a few things at them, obviously, and try some different things. But I mean, people try to rush 2 at Akey. They try to flush her left. They try to go like a box and 1 on Looney. They've dealt with everything that teams have thrown at them. And so, of
Mhm.
course, we're going to have a few different angles that we're going to try, but we're going up against an elite team in the country and an elite quarterback, possibly the best quarterback in the country. But we also have an unbelievable quarterback. We have a
Yeah, talk about your team because Legend, you guys have a lot of firepower. You guys, I don't know if you're nationally ranked or not, but you should be. But talk about your team because it starts with your quarterback, right? Maddie Smolin, she's well over 4,000 yards, crushing it, 63 TDs. But you also have Lucy Thompson, Division I softball player, one of the best, probably the best receiver in the state, crushing it. Talk about your offense because it starts with offense.
Sure. And we have it's kind of a tough spot to be in for Saturday because we're the deepest team, I think, in the state. We regularly play 20 kids in our rotation. We have 24 now that are officially on varsity. We had an undefeated JV team and an excellent undefeated with a tie level 3 team. So we have so much depth that generally we want to play really, really fast because we have a lot of mouths to feed. We want everybody to get a lot of playing time and on both sides of the ball. We have about 10 or 11 that rotate on mainly on offense, about 10 or 11 that rotate on defense, and only one player, Tori Curdy, who really plays both ways, even though there's a ton of players who could play both ways. And our program's just been so selfless with the playing time. Not a complaint all year. Just everybody's been so on board with this being the ultimate team game
Mhm.
and how much time they're getting. But yeah, our offense has been pretty loaded at times. At times it's been a little dicey, but overall, I mean, what Maddie's done is amazing. She's super smart. Of course, you'll find Lucy, for 10 catches and 120 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's just what she does every single game. But Presley
Right.
Easley has stepped up as a sophomore. Braylon Hills has been an outstanding receiver. Eva Pipkin, playing for the first time as a senior, coming off the soccer field in April, said, "Hey, I'll I'll give it a try, and ends up being
Mhm.
an elite, high-level receiver who's got some recognition coming her way as soon as we can go public with that. But I mean, 800 yards, the first time playing the sport, just amazing. And then Tess Winninger rotates at the slot with her. Our running backs have been outstanding. We've got Tori Curdy. If you get her in space, she's unstoppable. And then she rotates with Addie Law, who gives us double pass options. And who's a great receiver with steady hands. And at our other running back position, Molly Larson has been a captain for us and a very steady receiver who's really been starting to score like 1 touchdown a game recently. And she rotates with Pitt, Clara Pickford, who has been really steady as well. So it's been really fun to be able to direct traffic on this offense. But if I screw it up, Maddie just bails us out with her legs or with her arms or throwing up a jump ball that Lucy brings down. It's been pretty fun to watch.
No, it has been. Let's switch over to the defensive side because I believe defense wins championships. And as we saw Wednesday night especially in the 4A, the difference was defense because the team that scored the extra point was the one that won, and the one that didn't was the one that went home. So talk about your defense going into this game.
Our defense flies all over the field. Too many studs to name. I mean, Captain Janine Norton with those 4 sacks, that was just kind of a microcosm of what she did this year for us. Ryan Matouche flying all over the field. Another interception against Shap. She's had probably 8 now on the year and a number of pick sixes, and she does it in key moments that help us to pull away in tough games. She's just a superstar in so many sports. And our coverage players have been great. Our linebackers, Reagan Stuber, Jenna Brown rushing, Tori Curdy playing both ways. Tatum Burke at safety. Sasha O'Hara has been unbelievable. Her dad and I sat down. He's our defensive coordinator. It's been so fun to be able to let him run with it. We sat down in, I think, July and said what I didn't have last year, because I didn't have as many coaches who could be at as many practices. And so our defense was a little bit predictable. And I said, I just really need us to be unpredictable, to mask defenses, to be moving at the line of scrimmage, to rotate, to wheel, to combination, and to
Right.
rush from different areas. And he's been able to just run with it to the point where, like, I'm not gonna lie, some games I'm barely involved in the defensive game plan because I just trust him so much. He's done such a great job with our kids and helping them to be able to cover all angles. So that's been really fun. Noelle Ho is a coverage stud. She's becoming really aggressive. Addie Lesage has done a great job as a shutdown corner. We are missing a few because we rotate about 10 or 11. Taylor Williams gets some minutes here and there, and she pressures the quarterback. It's been a very fun group, and they have just thrived and loved it. Lizzie Runyon's become a great cornerback. So just a lot of good options for us. I wish that we could play 30 kids because we got 30 awesome ones that we dress.
No, that's awesome. It was interesting. I'm interviewing all the coaches, and since you've been doing most of the podcast, a lot of the research, this 4A game coming up is going to be amazing. You've got TCA Mountain View. Both teams have been there before. TCA has a new coach, but they played earlier this season, goes into triple overtime, and TCA pulls it out. What are you looking at in this 4A game? I know you're focused on your game, but just for the season, talking about TCA Mountain View, what are your thoughts going in this game? You think it's going to be anything less?
Well, these 4 teams, first, a shout out to Green Mountain and Pomona. Those teams are loaded. We scheduled Pomona. Jay Cordova is faster in person. She did a great job against us in the scrimmage, and Green Mountain had a heck of a year that came down to, they were beating TCA. And so that was a great battle for TCA just to be able to come back and beat them and get to the final. TCA is more experienced than Mountain View. Mountain View had to replace a lot more players, but it speaks to the depth and to Coach Tess' ability to develop players. It's probably going to be a 1-possession game. I mean, both those teams are really good. I know I'm more familiar with TCA because we played them, and I was super impressed by their ability to cover. They had us down 19-7, so we had to dial in just to come back and win that one. And I think Kelsey Peterson is outstanding. I didn't get to see Mountain View in person this year, so not as familiar with them, but that's going to be a fun one. And we'll be up there. We're going to take our charter bus up there early, so I'll be able to see it as we get ready for our game.
No, that sounds great. Coach Pitz, it's been great. It's been awesome with the show. Can't wait to talk to you on Monday. We'll rehash the championship weekend. Good luck this weekend. And Coach, thanks for being on the show.
Awesome. Thanks, Jerry. Appreciate all you're doing to promote girls sports. Keep it up.
Thanks, bud.